This is a beautiful, high-end Marathon conversion Prevost coming in, top of the line conversion. Listen to this front wheel as it comes in, the clicking and ticking noise it's making. Something's seriously wrong on the front end. So it only does it when there's weight on it. That's not good. Put your hand on it while he does that. You should feel that when you hit potholes. Okay, do that again. Okay. Yeah, keep holding it. Something's wrong. Something's very wrong. Can you hear where it's coming from? You can release it for a second. Okay, step on it again.
Okay, step it on brake. Hold it down.
Yeah. Okay, so you can release. You see how far away the spindle is there from the cap. Mm-hmm. Go over on the other side. It's like right at.
Yeah, there's no clearance well.
I don't even know how they got oil in it. I guess there's a filler plug on the bottom there, but it'd be really hard to even put oil in it because it is right at the flush with the end.
You can see they did have this portion off. The other side, none.
Yeah, unless this is the wrong Stemco cap, that could be. So this is a really bad air leak when you release the parking brake. So anytime you're driving down the road, you have the parking brake released, so this is leaking the whole time. It's a hell of an air leak. It is completely worn off. There is not a single thread on it. It's polished like smooth. That's not even in plate, man. That's gonna be bad when you take that off. So he pulled the axle shaft off and this was coming off with it.
Yeah, it was tucked in here.
And there's,
All the way up against it, and I heard the jingles.
wow.
Sure your clunk wasn't back here? Falling in?
So pull that nut off of there. Yeah, there's not even a sign that there used to be a thread in there. Look at how it has vibrated, just completely gone. It looks like there was never threads on that thing.
It's insane. Yeah. Looks like some fancy coffee.
It does. That's a lowrider paint job right there. That is cool. Cha-ching. That's all metal particles.
I think like a centrifuge.
I can't believe how much metal is in there. So this is the little keyway. And it's completely vibrated off too, so enough where it doesn't catch in the keyway anymore. This could spin around. Thank God that the threads on the spindle are still in good shape. That is absolutely amazing that those survived. Thank goodness, that would have been a really expensive repair. So this nut goes on, and this is what puts the preload on the bearing. And then this key drops down into there, and then that little dowel pin goes through the hole. And then once you put the outer nut on, which should have giant threads like that on there, that's how it's supposed to be, and thick, that goes on, and then this is what you put on super tight that holds everything on. That holds the hub on and everything. So, and then that can't back off because that's sandwiched in between there, and it's got that dowel pin sticking out. But obviously the other one, this nut had completely fallen off, vibrated off. This keyway had worn away, so it was no longer in, so it could just spin on there. And then the preload was coming off on the bearing. Technically, the whole hub could have fallen off.
There's a tag on the other side of those two.
Okay, so we're about 12 and a half inches to the cotter pin there. Go ahead and step on the brake. Jonathan, is he okay to do that? Jonathan? Good?
Yep.
Yeah, go ahead and step it and hold it. Just step on the brake for a second. That's about 13 and 7/8. Yeah, go ahead and release. So this side's much more an adjustment compared to the other side's 2.5 inches. Okay, go ahead and set the parking brake. Yep.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Spin it again. Okay, step on it. Release. Okay. Preload right. darker color. Okay. What's the air pressure at? Yeah, go ahead. On the top one? What's the bottom one? Okay. You can set the brake, or you can set it, you can turn it back on.
The drone popped off that easy?
Yeah.
Nice.
And he was right, that wheel stud, see it's not in all the way.
Holy moly.
The amount of Permatex on here says not professional. Did it ever get towed?
Not that I'm aware of.
Just pulled out somewhere, but not towed. Because if they tow it, they pull these axle shafts.
Oh, that's a good point. So there's no drive shaft.
So he's gonna loosen them up with this here. So this looks like they just reused the old gasket and coated it in Permatex.
Seal nice.
That is some very dark oil coming out of there. So here, look at the surface up close.
Oh, wow.
See all those
Yep.
indentations and
Chunks of metal that went around into it.
yeah. Here you can really see.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible.
The leaky wheel seal definitely deposited a lot of grease on the brakes here. And then the other side was way out of adjustment.
Is it snowing out there? No?
Can you actually feel that groove in there? Like the back edge of it? This hub had a lot of water at some point. It got into it. It was very rusty inside. You can see all the brown color. We're gonna clean it all up. The threads are in good shape, but yeah, the bearings are no good. Yeah. Can I see the plug?
Holy moly.
So we're gonna do a little magnet, running a magnet through the gear oil that came out of the rear end and see how much more metal is in it. We already did it once and there was a lot. So the magnetic drain plug was way overwhelmed with it. How much did you drag that around in there the first time?
The entire thing. Exactly how I'm doing it now.
That's probably good enough. Let's see what we got on it.
You want to do the whole thing?
That's okay. I just want to see what's coming out. We already did it once and it came out with a bunch of shit on it. Definitely metallic paste.
It's probably the biggest one. That little guy there.
Still some other magnet too. This rear end also holds about 5 gallons of gear oil and only about 2.5 gallons came out. So it's about half the capacity. It's very burnt smelling, very dark in color, nasty stuff.
Need these numbers, do you?
No. So this exhaust manifold has definitely got a big crack in it. I can't believe it's not sooted up around it more, but it definitely maybe just recently happened, but it's definitely a big crack.
So it would go through.
Let's see where the oil came through and spin it around on the crack. We sprayed some coil on the bolt, so it's definitely a crack. So these bearings have all been changed on every hub at least once before because it would have normally come with Timken from the factory. And we have SKF here and it's matched. This is a set of SKF. On the other axle, we have a FAG German brand. And then we have one Timken matched with a SKF on another hub. I think there was actually 2, but they weren't sets. And then the front ones were SKF as well. But they've been spinning on there so much you can't even see the writing anymore. It's very hard to make out, but they are SKF. Somewhere it's on there very faintly. So we're gonna replace these, but for only 120,000 miles and all the bearings have been replaced at least once before. That's crazy. So it's a 1988 chassis converted in 1989 by Marathon. So a very nice conversion.
See him loading up his tools, check the air and all those duels. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Well, he's got a long hard ride in old Lenny the Silver Sides. Get that bus grease monkey on the road. Well, he's got that hammer down and that 47 Hound. It's that bus grease monkey on the road. He travels all around and he's coming to your town. Get that bus grease monkey down the road. See that 4104 with the propped up engine door. Watch that bus grease monkey do his thing. 30 years behind that barn, 'cause it don't run worth a darn. Watch that bus grease monkey make it sing. He knows them Detroits, there's no doubt, upside down and inside out. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide in that old blue Silver Sides. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Now he's moved his family to the hills of Tennessee. Watch that bus grease monkey make his home, bringing buses back to life with the help of his dear wife. Watch that bus grease monkey get it done. But he travels town to town working on them old greyhounds. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? Saving buses far and wide in old Lenny the Silver Sides. It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know? It's that bus grease monkey, don't you know?